welcome to News Insight Special Edition on Landslide Podcast. Joining us is a friend, a brother, someone that is in the political arena, a special advisor to the Ogun State governor and the president of a youth vanguard, where they educate the people on how government plays out on so many things. And first of all, with me on the show is my good friend Adu Odogu Philip.
Thank you.
Philip, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir, to our studio.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, there are a lot of things that have been happening in the politics, and we said 70% of Nigerian population are mainly youths. We want to know, these youths, how are they affected by policies of government of the day? Will they also vote for this government come 2027? We can't deny the fact that most things are already happening political-wide, though on an early activation. But, you know, that's the Nigerian stage for you. Sir, do you think the youth will vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027?
Thank you very much. I am very confident that the young people will definitely support they are already supporting him. But you know, in electioneering, there is always time for you to activate or awaken the consciousness of the young people by selling the policies and agenda of the government to them. That is campaigning. You have to make sure that you emphasize more on it so that young people can be convinced that their future is currently protected by the present administration led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And as the national president of APC Youth League, we have the responsibility of ensuring that we keep spreading the gospel, we keep advocating or spreading that renewed hope messages, taking it to the grassroots, letting people be aware. Because people, if you are not informed about what the government is doing, if it is not clear to them, they will assume that government is not working. But I can tell you confidently that with what we have seen in the last 2 years, we are very happy that this president will be supported by young people. And that's actually prompted us to celebrate the president in June 12th in Abuja here, where young people came across all the 36 states to come to Abuja and show solidarity to the president by showing that, yes, we organized Tinubu loyalty walk, where we lay emphasis on the achievement, on the president, or what he has done, and how it has affected the life of young people. Because we are not even looking at the present situation. We are looking at the projection for the future and the process, the paths at which they are following to achieve those things. And those are the reasons why we feel that, yes, with the way this man is doing, we are confident. Nobody is perfect. There could be some lapses. And a government that takes to corrections, a government that gives room to criticism, is a government that should be appreciated. And that government is government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He listens to the people's yearning. And if he feels that there is a decision that it is against the interest of the people, he will definitely retract it and align himself with the yearnings of the people. He's a welfareist. That is what we have observed. And he always, you know, he's already creating an enabling environment for more investors to come by ensuring that every obstacles, that every hindrances of prosperity are removed.
Okay, I want to let you back a little bit on policies that have been made by this particular government. First of all, let's talk about the subsidy removal by the government. The subsidy removal has brought an untold hardship to the people. The fuel at the time the president came in was about not up to 200 naira, but as we speak, the price of fuel per liter is like close to 1,000 naira. In fact, at the time, it was beyond 1,000 naira. The president has floated the naira, and that has made it dollar, because we are not a producing economy as it is. We are mostly a consuming economy. One of our mainstay of foreign exchange is crude oil, right? So the fear has gone up, but there has not been a cushioning effect. We will not also look out of the fact that the former Minister of Finance, that is WHO DG, World Trade Organization DG, told us that now there is stability in the economy. Now it's for the government to try and make sure that people have what they can eat. But an untold hardship on the people.
Well, thank you very much. You see, what the government actually, in the course of defending the whole thing, one of the things they made us realize is that if that step had not been taken, probably Nigeria could have been bankrupt by now. And if you imagine it yourself, that how are we not producing country and want to be a producing country? Without pain, there cannot be gain. We understand that, yes, there are some things at the beginning, but everything seems to be stabilized now. We should now be looking forward to the progress from the pains that we've had in the past. It's a fine time, to the glory of God. Over 2 years now, the subsidy has been removed, the naira has been stabilized. Now we know where we actually are. It shows, it's an indication that we have actually been living a fake life in the past. Nigeria has been living a fake life in the past. Now we have known our worth, and the government is already building on what we have now known our standard, and now we begin to now say, okay, what are now the things that we need to do to improve on our standard? And the government has actually done something. The president himself has become the chief marketer of this country, going from one place to another, luring investors into the country, because without industrialization, there cannot be job for young people. And also, the government is also doing something. I'm trying to digress that, because truly there is a pain. But now, the pain has been over. It's like us taking a feeding bottle breast from a baby. Before he adapts to new system, definitely there is going to be pain. So the pain now we have, I'm sure that the essence of the stability is that we have overcome the pain, because everything we are now understand that this is the level we are. We are now in a real life. We have been living a fake life before.
Sir, very interesting. I've been listening to you. In your introduction, you said you are the special assistant to the Ogun State Governor on Youth Matters,
Development,
and you are also the president of the
National President
of the Youth League of the APC.
Yes.
Now, the question I ask you: what informed you as a youth, to organize the solidarity visit to Abuja on June 12th to celebrate the president? Is it that after the ascension of the president into the office, that the youth, over 1 million or over 1,000, were again employment? Or what are your statistics that give you that information?
Thank you very much. You see, in a political system, when you feel that some people are just mischievous about criticizing this government, and any government that is doing what you feel that it is right, you need to ensure that you support that government. We feel that in the last 2 years, this man has taken a bull by the horn. We all heard that several things that were done in the past just to make sure nairas were printed, ways and means, different methods that we've had. And somebody come up and said that the best way to address this, even though he just pronounced it tactically, the last administration, because they did not make provision for subsidy from June 2023.
Yeah, my question is the youth.
I'm going there.
Yeah,
you want to know that what actually prompted us to now show that solidarity.
The youth has gained that prompt that solidarity.
Thank you very much, because we believe that what the president is doing, it is for the prosperity of this country. He has put Nigeria on a prosperous path. And as such, for such person, we need to encourage him. At that point that we had that loyalty war, there were a lot of, that was when the coalition were bringing up.
So it's safe to say that it's not because the youth has gained anything.
We have gained so much. We have gained so much in this. We have gained so much in this administration. Let me begin to analyze, because I am not a federal government appointee. Yes. Like I don't want to be saying that this and that. You understand? Yeah. I always like to talk with facts. But over time, I must tell you the impact as young people we have felt. As someone who mentors young political people, I always happy that for the first time in this history of this country, we now have a youth ministry, we have a sport commissions, we have a government that is creating infrastructural enhancement, development for this country. And we also have a government that is attracting investors into this country. We have a government that is focusing on food security. We have a government that wants to explore the mineral resources of this country. You see, when you are talking about young people, you cannot measure that in this particular cycle, the youths are everywhere. There is youth in technology, there is youth in education, there is youth in climate, there is youth in agriculture. And if you look at all this area, you see that this government has actually put Nigeria on a very solid pedestal that can actually be built upon. And that is the reason why we feel that with this way, we need to encourage this man so that he will not be discouraged to think that the project, the process that he has started should be differ. So that's exactly what we did. The youth, young people has actually enjoyed. They have benefited so much from this because you look at the policy of government also on the medium and small and medium scale enterprise. There are a lot of support that this current administration has created for them.
Okay, let me because the is it a NEL fund they call it? That's the student loan.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, so I wanted to remind you that that's one of the things.
That's a beautiful
but
one.
it is also enshrined a lot of fraud and corruption. How do you think the president can manage that?
Well, there is always a Nigerian factor in things, and one of the best ways, you see, if we are talking about a lot of analysis, and I must give kudos to the leadership of NANS, immediately they smell rats in that process, they amplify it, they cry out, and it was immediately addressed. And that is to tell you the kind of leaders that we, the president that we have, who has given enabling environment for people to also share their view. And whenever their views is shared, is always respected. Also, at that point, that was when they now made a student representative to be on the board of that NEL fund, in the person of Comrade Umar Faki. You understand? So to make sure that they monitor it very, very well. And it is a responsibility of everybody. And I must commend the media people too. You are truly the fourth realm of government. You need to keep enlightening people. Recently on social media, the coastal road that the government is doing, there was a particular place that is being affected by erosion. And somebody made a video about it, cry out. It is a responsibility of that contractor. And within 2 weeks, that place has been addressed. You just imagine if they had not cried out. So there is always reason for us to make sure that if we see anything that the government is doing, or some people implementing those things are not doing right, we should cry out and call the attention of government to it.
Very well. In your course of your explanation on NIFOD, you mentioned NAS. As a youth leader, because there's this far cry that the student body has been hijacked by elders. In our days, the student body is being manned by undergraduate students only. But today, we have nurse officials as PhD students and all that. Adult, mature people go to school and hijack. What are you doing to ensure that the youth take their affairs of the student, of their, like organization, like the youth league and all that, is being manned by youth themselves, not people who superimpose themselves for them in the name of student? What are you doing about it?
Well, as I am sitting before you, I'm also a student. I am currently studying, almost done with my master's in environmental management and protection. So it does not stop me. There is no, if we are talking about the NANS, it has not said specifically that it has to be undergraduate. The students of a thing, all those things, if you want to address it, it has to be well addressed through proper channel to divine I was a student union president. Yes. When I was in school, so I'm a product of NANS as well. Yes. So I cannot come here and derail that body. I cannot come here and derail the body. But if we feel that, and we are just saying it, the undergraduate cannot have that time to come and share the NANS at the national level.
Okay, so this is it. Let me tell you, Adi,
except he doesn't want to face his studies.
Some of us know about NANS. NANS was created to be students that are majorly on campus, not the one that goes in and out. Now, undergraduate student majorly. But now what we see of NANS, and they used to have their secretariat within the campus to which the president is. So it moves, but now NANS have their headquarters mostly outside in Abuja. Do you understand? That's one. Secondly, they majorly now speak on national issues, but before they used to be confined on issue that directly concerns the students, whether it's ASU, whether it's NANS, and all that, their welfare, their security, their protection. NANS has vied of that way.
Well, that is a broadness that, it has become broad. When a baby is given birth to, there's always room for it to grow. So that means the NANS itself has grown. So for if there is need to now make some corrections, as we grow older, there may be some excesses that you feel that, if you are mentoring young people, as they are growing, you know that, you are not supposed to do this, you are not supposed to do that. If that's can be brought in, but you cannot expect a baby that was given birth about 1950 something and should be at the same level it was at that time.
Do bones grow out of the body, or they grow within the confines to which they are enshrined?
That confinement is what should be now be taken up. You can amplify. For now, I've left NANS for a very long time, so I don't want to emphasize more.
Let me speak on. There was a picture the other day of some little children, I think primary or secondary, I can't remember now, holding. They were kidnapped, and the kidnappers made them to hold a human skull and a femur. It was a gory sight. Honestly. And all that. Then we've also had a lot of undergraduates that have been kidnapped, that were moving from one place to the other. Not only undergraduate, we also had coppers that were moving within the country to go to their primary place of assignment, that were kidnapped. We also had a special case of a particular copper that criticized the federal government because of the untold hardship that the economic policies of this government has had on them. That girl, as we speak right now, has been denied of her NYC discharge certificate. Will these youths have numbered across the terrain of this nation? You think they will vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, everybody cannot vote for Asiwaju. But I must tell you that most of these things that we read on social media, sometimes you see evil CQT must come with clean hand. I want to make reference to the issue of the core members. When you are serving as a core member, you are under a certain rules and regulations. And when you know that you are also a social critic, you must ensure that you balance it. The response that NYC gave for that lady was because she missed one of her signing, maybe payment signing and all that, and that's an offense on its own. So it is not because he criticized the president. It is never because he criticized. Because at the point that I was with the minister spoke about, the Minister for Youth Development spoke about it because my friend spoke about it and said it was never because of. In fact, at the point, the government, the president that we are having now, is exceptional father. He loves young people so deep, and you can see the way he celebrates young people. Recently, what he did for Falcon gives you insight of how. Because most things to engage young people is creativity and sports. And any government that appreciates excellence wants the younger ones coming to, emulate such success or excellent story. So it's not because of that. And you see, recently, even the developed nations, United Kingdom, the US, also commended the Nigerian government on security. You will agree with me that the security situation of this country is improving. It is not where we were. How to measure success is to look at where you were
where you're coming
from and where you are now. You look at the progress. When this man came, was it like this? Has there been any progress? Oh, fine, there has been progress. Okay, there should be an improvement. That will now be a bone of discussion that if somebody has actually achieved this, that means he can achieve better. So that is the selling point to young people,
yes,
that if this president could achieve this in these 2 years, or could have put Nigeria on this prosperous path, then if you give him time, he will definitely take us to the promised land.
Very well. You, as a youth leader and a youth mentor who mentor youth politically, who has seen with other youth that this government is doing so much for the future of the youth and with security to ensure that there will be employment, what word do you have for the Nigerian youth for this president?
Yeah, thank you very much. As much as I am advocating that every young Nigerian should support the president, because we have seen what he is doing, we have seen his intentions, and we have confirmed that his intention is a welfareist, is for the development of young people, is for the development of the country. I also want to appeal to them that they should not just fold their hands. No matter what is happening, the president cannot be everywhere. They should be responsible. They should also be involved in anything that is happening in their community. They should get involved in everything that is happening in their area. That is how to get involved in whatever changes that you want to make. You make sure that you get involved. In your community, what is happening? How is it developing? How can you attract development to your community? Your state, how do you want it to be? In fact, from your local government too. If you leave your community, you go to your local government. Now the local government now have more money. Every state have more money now because of the policy of this present administration. So, but you must also measure what are they using the money for. If you don't have light in your area, don't just sit idle and act as if nothing is happening. Speak out. Let the government. Yeah, that's the reason why there is need for media engagement. Speak out, use your social media platform to amplify any situation that you observe. And if you have any solution, if you have any suggestion, also use that social media platform to also amplify it. Not use it for negativity, not use it for spreading of fake news, but use it to amplify the situation of your society and how you feel that your society should be. I must tell you, generally, Nigeria is not where we're supposed to be. But I must also say that we are not where we were. So, but with the cooperation of everybody, that is when we can get to the promised land.
Comrade Lawa, let me tell you where Nigeria used to be. Nigerian used to be, I paid 2,900 as school fees when I was in the university. That's what Nigeria used to be. We used to travel from Kaduna to Zaria, right? I schooled in Ahmadu Bello University. I traveled from Kaduna to Zaria. I can go 10 p.m. in the night. I can go 12 midnight in the night. You can ask any Abusite and ask them how they used to fly between Kaduna and Zaria. That's where Nigeria used to be, and we were not afraid that we were going to be kidnapped. The present government did not start kidnapping. Do you understand? It was not under this present government that we have kidnapping. We used to.
That we have all those problems.
All those problems. All those problems.
All those problems.
But every government that comes always tell us we will solve your problems. We know, it's not something we don't know, that there's no way, there's a problem, no they finish. There's no way they can solve 100% of our problem, but in a direction where we should go. If we are facing that direction, most of the time we know, but practically, somehow, some way, we have not seen us go that way. This government still have more than 1 year, close to 2 years, into before the end of this particular term. What are the things you think they should do to make this administration one of the best?
Well, thank you very much. This administration, the kind of democracy that we are practicing, there are three stages of government. There is local government, there is state, and there is federal. And if you look at it, the kind of development that this administration is pushing forward, even take it to the world-oriented approach. It was launched recently during the NEC meeting that they should all embark on a world-oriented development. That is, from your ward, which is a subunit of local government, you must begin to measure the development of government from that side. And people need to know that the local government should be held responsible. People should understand what a local government should be able to do. Different from what a state is supposed to do, and different from what the federal government is supposed to do. I am happy that you also affirm that this current administration was not the one that actually created all those problems. But along the line, if you look every indications that you might want to use, you agree with me that they are already addressing the problem, and we are seeing results. And seeing results, that is the reason why I'm telling you that it is now our responsibility to now take that message to the grassroots and say that these are the problems that we used to have. But now we are having progress. It is being addressed gradually, even though we have not seen, because there will also be some people that are benefiting from those problems that will not want that solution to be implemented.
So that's what we want the government to identify. Yes. You see, most of these things, you see,
the government is like the Kaduna that you said now. Yes. Now look at when Erufai was in Kaduna, we know the number of horrible stories that we used to have. But in the last 2 years
let me take you back to Ogun State.
The governor of that state has done tremendously well.
I want to take you to Ogun State, where you are a special advisor to the governor on youth matters. Can you tell us more about your achievement as a youth special advisor on youth matter or youth development? How much program? What are the programs you are doing to bring governance to the youth of Ogun State?
Well, thank you very much. In Ogun State, one of the things that we identify is that the governor is a youth-oriented governor, and he also agreed that first and foremost, he surrounds himself with young people, and everything that he do are youth-oriented to ensure that every young person in every area are well engaged in one way or the other. And I will tell you some things. In agriculture, we make sure that the young people are involved in every of the projects that we're doing by giving them land. There was a particular program that we did, Anchor Borrowers program, We created an enabling environment, and also the government also is attracting a lot of investors. You agree with me that among the states that attracted foreign direct investment, Ogun State is number 3 or 4 among the states that in the recent report. So it tells you that the place is being industrialized, maximizing its closeness to Lagos by so doing creating job for the people. And one of the things that we also push at that time was that all these industries that are coming, a certain percent of their workforce must be from Ogun State, so the young people can benefit. And also, the governor also emulated the president by ensuring that he created the Ministry of Youth, separated the Ministry of Youth from Ministry of Youth and Sports. So everything that we're doing, and we are embarking on a lot of advocacy and giving an enabling environment for young people to vent their ideas. And when they come up with ideas, the government has a platform to ensure that it is well supported. And that is why you have a very vibrant youth in Ogun State. So those are the things that we are pushing in Ogun State, and we are able to achieve this because of the kind of leadership that we have in Ogun State, who centers every of its projects on young people, both formal and informal. And also Ogun State, it will interest you, was the one that initiated the technical school upgrade, where the technical students are now being given stipend at the end of every month. They don't pay school fees, and they get stipend at the end of every month.
Just also, for them to be technically
inclined. Because there is the gap we are experiencing now. The federal government, under my friend, the Minister for Youth Development, Engineer Yodele Olawande, is also advocating that one youth, 2 skills. Because we need to also advocate for that, because there are a lot of gap in the skills acquisition now. People don't want to learn skills. People just want to wake up and make money. All those things are things that we also need to emphasize on.
Okay, so let me take you on National Sports Commission that was created from Ministry of Youth and Sport. We've always had Ministry of Youth and Sport, but at this particular time, we have Ministry of Youth
and National Sports Commission.
And National Sports Commission. Now, the National Sports Commission doesn't have a clear rule yet, as it is. We have the chairman, then we have the DG. Now, the roles played by the chairman and the DG, we don't know if it's a duplicate or if...
No, it's not duplicate. It is separated.
Hold on, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a federation person. So,
okay.
For example, yes. For example, we had the Falcons come, they played football, and they won. And the captain spoke up that they've not gotten the money the federal government, the president promised them. And we have the federation president saying she will be punished for speaking out. I'm not saying an allegation, no. I'm saying what is there. This Ajibade...
Yeah, I know, Rashida, so I know.
And she said she'll be punished for that. Can't we have a system, for example, in this commission, where things go directly to the athletes? Why would she be threatened to be punished?
Thank you very much. You see, as much as we appreciate, if the federation says she will be punished, the federation too must have their reason. Because if you are doing something with me, you are under certain obligations, you are under certain rules and regulations. The national youth leader has a youth house and always create a platform for people in government to come and have engagement with youth. And last Tuesday, this very Tuesday, the day before yesterday, was when Sheodiko came, the chairman of Sports Commission, and this kind of thing came up. And he said emphatically that when they don't just run government like that, when a government made a pledge to you, there are processes that we have to go through. And he said all those processes have been fulfilled. The account number of individual athletes have been collated and it has been submitted. So it is a pledge, it is a promise that the president has given.
No, it's not a pledge, it's not a promise though.
No,
these are not pledges and promises.
The government said we give you.
Yeah, it's not a promise. It's a statement, it's a declaration of fact that I'm going to give you this.
He's not saying that he's going to give you immediately. You see, the government is not run like that. You understand the process. I understand that you also understand the process, that the bureaucratic process that is involved in government. The government cannot just go and bring out the money. They must be going through the, I don't know how to call you, the man analyzed the bureaucratic settings. And he said, in as much you know that your accounts and every necessary information has been collated, he said those things will be given to them directly, without any interference.
But the presidency came out and said that the money's been released. Listen, I am a part of a federation, the basketball federation. The girls that cried out about 4 or 5 years ago that their monies were not paid till today, I can tell you for free. The monies have not been paid. I'm not talking about the one that was just promised to them. You see, what we are saying, we need blueprints, right? Because you see, both of us are looking at how the
country will be better.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Now, I noticed one thing you say, that people must look at the fact that wherever they are, there are processes where they will follow. The right to talk or right to speak is a right of democratic principle.
Of course.
All the time. If the lady came out and said we've not been paid, they should also come out and give an explanation why they have not been paid. Not to threaten her that there's a committee set up for her.
That is the federation side. But the chairman's speech or the chairman directive supersedes this federation.
If I ask you a question now, will you tell me what this chairman is doing and what the DG is doing? The roles of the chairman.
Let's come back to you.
I know that because I have privilege brief privilege regarding that, and I know that fine. There could be a conflict in some areas which I don't observe, but I know that there is a separate responsibilities that they all have into. So and whenever you see the chairman, the DG is playing a background role. You understand? So there is no issue that whatsoever among them. And to the glory of God, Nigeria, the president has chosen very good hands to man that National Sports Commission. Yes. Our own person, Chief Bukola Olopade,
who is supposed to be the DG,
is the DG.
So the administrative part of that commission is supposed to be with him.
Yes.
But we don't see him in that position. That's the truth. I know what I'm talking about.
Sir, let's come back. Well, as the national president of the APC Youth League, what are your strategies to mobilize the Nigerian youths for APC?
Thank you very much. The first strategy that made us to initiate that work is to give confidence to progressive young people that be bold enough to come out and say, this your president has done creditably well and deserves to be re-elected. And that is why it's one of the motives behind us coming out boldly. On Monday, I'll be going to Anambra State to also inaugurate some new ESCOs that will also take the message down to the grassroots. And that is how we are mobilizing generally, giving confidence to them, grooming them, training them that you also need to have courage. You also need to have confidence. You also need, leadership is about responsibility. If you feel responsible, understudy the situation and take the matter up. When you take the matter up, then you are living a responsible life. Don't just sit idle and say that, no, we don't know what is happening. Understudy what is happening. You keep yourself with adequate information, then move out and speak out. When you speak out boldly, you have enhanced, you have built your own personal confidence. And when you have such personal confidence, you can easily talk about issues. You can discuss issues without attacking any person. And say, okay, they will now see you as, oh, truly, you know what you are saying. That is why we say that through that method, through training, through exposures, they can easily take the renewed hope message to the grassroots. Because if you don't inform them about the renewed hope messages, what would they take to the grassroots?
It is said you are going to Anambra to inaugurate some ESCO, and you also mentioned that you are going to embark on trainings and seminar and the rest of it. How do you get funding?
Well, thank you very much. We, as a support group, that works under the office of the National Youth Leader, we usually get support from our leaders, you know, and it's also a medium at which young people are trained to be able to approach their leaders. If I have one vision, I have one idea, I should be able, if I conceptualize the idea, I should be able to approach you as my leader and discuss this issue with you. And if you encourage me, it shows that you are also building me, preparing me for future. So those are things that we do tell them, no, that come, don't worry, you don't need to be feeble-minded. Come out. If you have this idea, go and meet your leaders. Because without people, you cannot do politics. So people are so essential, are so very key to democratic setup that we have. And whatever ideas that you have, if it in as much as it's progressive, you sell it to them, and there could be some kind of amendment to it. So these are the ways that we see support from individuals, from government appointees as well. So not everybody, but some key people who are youth oriented, and some people of such that we have been getting support from is Senator Yayi, my Ebontu Bukola Lokpa. They have been very, very supportive. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, and Chivai Bididende, Pius Akuta, several people like that have been highly supportive to these progressive ideas. And the National Youth Leader and the Minister of Youth, they have been doing tremendously well to encourage us, because everybody cannot occupy one position at a time. So whatever opportunities that you have to ventilate your ideas, to show your capacity, to show that you are also part of this government, they encourage you to do so.
All right, it's been a wonderful time. I really pray and hope you've tried to sell us the idea that the fact that we need the president to come back to consolidate on gains of his administration come 2027. And I'm sure the Nigerian youths have had you so well. Thank you for coming. We hope you'll come again so that we'll take on these things and talk them through and through. The Nigerian youth are very important to every one of us.
Of course, without youth, there cannot be a nation. Yeah. They are the active part of the nation, and every future arrangement that you're doing centers on them. So they are very, very key. And I must appreciate the Landslide team for giving me this platform also to speak to my fellow young people. I sincerely appreciate it. And I must commend you for taking this up to also use your platform to educate and inform the society. May God continue to bless you and be with you.
Thank you very much. If you get to Olakpade, tell him we want to talk to him.
Olakpade.
Yes, Olakpade.
Yeah.
Tell him we are very interested in youth sports, because it has a lot to do with a lot of youth. And to my friend and brother, Philip Adu Odogu, thank you for coming on board.
It's a pleasure speaking with our special advisor to Ogun State Governor. He has done a beautiful job on the job he is doing, especially in Ogun State and the APC. We wish you all the best. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Okacha.